Carabao Cup action tonight, and it really does wet the whistle. Arsenal take on Crystal Palace. Newcastle, that's live on talkSPORT. Newcastle take on Brentford up at St James's Park. And down on the south coast, live on talkSPORT 2, Southampton take on Arne Slot's Liverpool. We shall see who progresses, but the big question is, ahead of a big week of such action, who needs a trophy more? Eddie Howe, Ange Postecoglou, or Mikel Arteta? What about Pat, the Arsenal fan, thinks? Pat has come to air and wants to tell us what he thinks. Good morning, Pat. You need a trophy under Arteta?
Look, I think anyone needs a trophy because that shows success in a club. I think the bit about Arteta yesterday with the journalists, I think journalist was being a bit poking at him, and Arteta probably bit back a little bit. But we all know that. Look, we all know that the Community Shield or whatever it's called next week is a glorified friendly or whatever like that, because you've had to have done something good to compete in that. So the other thing I would say, when you're talking about Premier Leagues or whatever like that, I mean, let's remember Liverpool have only won one Premier League in 30 years, but everyone goes about how long Arsenal since they won the Premier League. I know that's 20 years, but, we need to put things, although Liverpool have been really successful in Champions League and stuff, where we've not had the rub of the green sometimes. I'll take it back to Barcelona. But anyway, man sent off. But that's just sort of sport milk. And I think Arsene Wenger was a visionary back then. I didn't believe him back then when he said that the top four was a trophy. I would put finishing Carabao Cup all day long, simply because of what it can bring, players it can bring to the club. If
You would put top four above the Carabao Cup. Pat, we've got it. Thank you for that. Adam's a big Newcastle fan. Adam, how badly do you think Eddie and Newcastle need to win this thing? Adam, with us?
Yeah, hi guys. Great show as always.
Adam, thank you, mate. Yeah, how much do you need to win this?
I'm here, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, on you go.
I would put it above any sort of league position, as long as we're safe in the Premier League, so mid-table upwards. I mean, I've been a fan since '94 of Newcastle, and I've seen 3 cup finals, 2 FA Cups in the late '90s, and the Carabao Cup a couple of seasons ago. And we got to the Champions League, I think probably 2 or 3 seasons too early. We weren't ready for it. I think a good cup run, winning a cup, getting into Europe in Europa, building the squad from that, and then going pushing for the Champions League. Tottenham, Arsenal, they focus on the top 4. For us, I think we're all about winning a cup.
You've been a fan for 30 years. You would have expected by now, Adam, to have seen your team win something, right?
Absolutely, and with my thick Geordie accent you can tell I'm a true fan. But no, definitely, I think a cup is what me and my boys definitely want more than anything else. Okay,
Adam, thank you for that. Ray is another Newcastle fan. Where do you stand in this, Ray? Is it about time that Eddie and you guys win this? And now's the time to win the Carabao Cup.
All right, lads. I don't think Eddie needs to win anything. I think we need to compete afterwards, as a couple of times said. I think it's generational as well. I'm 53. If Newcastle win the Carabao Cup, if Newcastle won a game at Tiddlywinks at Wembley, you'll see 500,000 people on the streets partying for a week. Because that's how long it's been since we've won out. But I think Eddie's got time. He's got any amount of time. Things will come. Champions Leagues will come. I agree with your last caller. Champions League was too early, but we've done very well to get in it. This season, I expect we're to be top 6, and I think we'll make it comfortable. But like I say, Eddie doesn't need to win anything. Just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and hopefully let us spend some money.
Yeah, but you know what's great, Swedish? That's what I thought. I think Newcastle fans are the majority are with the same view as him.
I'm sure, but I think if you ask the Saudi ownership, yes, it's been 69 years since this club has won something. Eddie, go do it.
But actually, what Simon said earlier is correct. And I think most hierarchies are the same. If Newcastle did sneak let's say they went on a great second half of the season and got 4th, the owners would sacrifice the League Cup for Champions League. The fans wouldn't.
Let's hear what Matthew, the Tottenham fan, thinks. Matthew, you're going against Manchester United tomorrow. If you get past that, you will begin to think, this might be our year. But does Ange need it to be your year? Do you need to win the Carabao Cup? Does Ange need it? What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, I will be there tomorrow night, and I just wanted to challenge Simon on something because I love everything Simon says, and I'm not criticising him, but I just wanted to point out that the winners of the Carabao Cup get European football, regardless of where we finish in the league.
Point.
So I actually think it's massive for Tottenham because. Ange will win something then in his second year, so we don't make him look stupid, and it gets the biggest monkey off our back of winning something and shutting everybody up, and we would qualify for European football in February, and it will take the pressure off a squad that is struggling at the moment.
It's a great point.
It's a good point.
Yeah, it's a great point, and I think the only difficulty for Ange at the moment is trying to pick a defence because of the amount of injuries he's
Matthew,
got.
before you go, do you back Ange all the way?
I do. It's hard to go when I sat there and watched us play against Ipswich and the week before you're at Man City and we're playing wonderful football. It is a roller coaster, but I do believe when he's had one summer window, he needs a bit more time. We've got to get through this, and if we can win the Carabao Cup and put a trophy in the cabinet, and I think Ange can go on to great success.
Great call. Thank you for that. What about Sean, your North London rival? Sean's an Arsenal fan. Sean, is this your time? Arsenal go in tomorrow night against Palace. You get through that. You're beginning to believe. And does Arteta need to win this?
Yes. Hi. Good morning, guys.
Morning,
I definitely believe that it's our season this season. We should pick something up. The Carabao Cup, we should win it tonight. And, win the game against Palace tonight. And it would be good to see us win it. But what I called in for was I don't think it's right that we sort of dismiss the Community Shield the way we do. Because if you actually look at it, the Community Shield is the English Super Cup, but the FA can't be bothered to change it to call it what it actually is. So I feel like Arteta should be credited with the 3 trophies as opposed to 1. Like, obviously, the Community Shield's not a big tournament, but it's silverware at the end of the day. And I believe if Arteta was in Spain or was in Germany, they would mark him down as having 3 trophies.
They do. They mark him. Statistically, it goes down as a trophy on all managers' CVs, so that's not a problem. It's just the people within football know and judge. And I think fans, the majority of Arsenal fans, probably differ from you and don't see them as trophy wins, to be honest with you.
You regard it as something special to have won, though, is what you're telling us, Sean?
Well, yeah, because it's the league winners versus the FA Cup winners. So the winner of that is the ultimate winner. So the times Arsenal have won it, we've either won the league or we've won the FA Cup.
Twice. So you've won it twice under Arteta, and you've won one FA Cup.
Under Arteta,
so how have you been the league winners or the FA Cup winners twice?
How many times have we won the FA Cup, Simon?
Well, you won the FA Cup once in the last 5 years, right?
But in total, how many times have we won it?
That's not the point, is it, Sean? We're talking about. It doesn't matter how many times you've won it pre-Arteta. We're talking about Arteta winning it now. You just gave an analysis. It's either the league winners or the cup winners. So Arsenal got in to win a Community Shield by not winning a cup or a league, didn't they?
I'm saying, in general, the Community Shield should be noticed.
Well, you should.
Obviously,
yeah, but you're talking to a player that's won the Community Shield and someone that knows what it's worth to the football fraternity, and his view is that it's a glorified friendly. You want to make the case because there's bugger all opportunity to make any case about anything else because Arsenal have won 1 FA Cup in 5 years. So you like to make the argument of the Community Shield, despite the football knowledge in the room saying nobody values it that way.
I'd tell you this much: the one we won, we beat Man U. We lost to Arsenal. We lost another. I think we lost 2-1. I couldn't tell you where that medal is.
No,
it's long gone.
But Sean is a fan, and we've got to respect you. You say no.
No, it's
it
up
should
to
be
him.
recognised
It's
as
opinions.
a significant win.
It's opinions, but for players, it's not a big deal.
Okay,
that's all.
Sean, thank you very much.
There's
indeed.
a straw floating past Sean now.
Who won the last Community Shield?
God knows. Oh, was it City penalty shootout against United?
Correct. Danny Murphy has just won a holiday in Hawaii.
Great.
It's Jim White and Simon Jordan and Danny Murphy. We're live in talkSPORT, courtesy of Selco Builders Warehouse. It's where the trade goes.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.